So this is the 2015 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Paper 2, and we're looking at question number 6. Part A says, mark 10 or more points on each of the scatter graphs below to show an example of the type of correlation named under each graph. So we have to put 10 or more points on here to show a strong positive correlation. Well, a strong positive correlation would be points that go from the bottom left up to the right, and they are in a fairly straight line. So we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can see there that would be, they're fairly close together and they're going from the bottom left up to the top right. That's a strong positive correlation. A strong negative correlation would be going from the bottom right here up to the top left, and again they would be fairly close together, close to being in a straight line but not quite. So strong negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'll just put in a few more so you can see there. Something like this going from bottom right up to the top left would be a strong negative correlation. Okay, no correlation at all means just the points are randomly scattered everywhere and they're not going in any particular trend or direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a few more there. So that's no correlation. Okay, part B. A few days before the Scottish independence referendum in September 2014, a YouGov poll estimated the support for the No campaign to be 54%. If YouGov sampled 1,000 people, find the margin of error. Write your answer as a percentage correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, well, the margin of error, or MOE, the formula for that, which you should know off by heart, is 1 over root n, where n is the number of people who are sampled. So that's going to be 1 over the square root of 1,000. And if you put this into your calculator, that's going to give you a value of 0.03162, and on like that. Well, we want it correct to 1 decimal place, so that's going to be equal to, well, first we'll write it as a percentage. Write your answer as a percent. So as a percent, that would be equal to, change a decimal to a percent means you multiply it by 100. So that's going to be 3.162, and on like that percent. And when we correct that to 1 decimal place, that's going to give us 1 decimal place means we look to the second digit. Does this 6 affect the 1? Yes, it does. It becomes 3.2%. So that's our margin of error, 3.2%. Okay, so part 2 then says create a 95% confidence interval for the level of support for the No campaign in the population. Well, this margin of error here is the margin of error for a 95% confidence interval. So the confidence interval will be the 54% of people plus or minus the margin of error. So that's going to be 54 plus or minus or 3.2%. So when we subtract 3.2 from 54, that gives us 50.8%. And when we add 3.2 to 54, that gives us 57.2%. So that's our confidence interval. We can show that in the square brackets. So the 95% confidence interval is between 50.8% and 57.2%. And that's the end of question 6.